So check this out. The Twizy's now got heating, guys. My Power8 big ass power bank kicking out 500 watts on that heater. Right, I mean, it is toasty in here. I've also got my little foot heater on as well. I think I actually might be too hot in here. I feel like Matt Damon in that film The Martian, where he's got the Mars transit vehicle thing and the radioisotope in the back to keep himself warm. Look at his little wiper going. Does it so cool though, doesn't it? Whoa, it does feel really warm in here. Still nice and warm in here. It's actually quite nice now. You've got a bit of cold air coming through the front. It's cooled it down a bit. I'm not in a coat. I'm actually fine. One of the best things I've got for this little car is the bum heater. Right, I just stopped because I spotted a potential issue. So this had actually kind of flipped over like that, and I think obviously that's its air intake down the bottom, so that's not good. Now I've put it back up there, like you can really feel that heat coming out again. Oh, it's so lovely in here. So it's 5 degrees outside at the moment. When the sun's obviously not beaming in the car, it really does feel cold. I think the real test will be tonight on my journey home when it gets a lot colder. Right, I've arrived. God, it's cold out there. I'm glad I left the heating on. So I just needed to grab the charger for the power bank. This is a 5 amp charger for that power bank as well. It's pretty substantial. So I'm going to charge the car, and at the same time I'm going to charge the heater. There's the charger. And then here it is charging. I don't know if you can see the screen in there, but it's actually kicking in 200 watts. 200 watts of charge power. So it does work pretty well. As you know, if you've been watching the channel, you'll know that I'm quite interested in battery powered heaters, like battery powered heating, like portable heating kind of solutions like that run from a battery power source. It's quite challenging to do this because really you're fighting against physics. Really, the only way to heat stuff reliably and efficiently is to just burn stuff. I mean, like, you know, diesel powered heaters or just fire in general, but we're not really going to set fire to the back of the Twizy just to keep warm. And we're not going to stick a radioisotope in the back either. And going back to diesel powered heaters, yeah, I'm not convinced. I mean, they have come a long way, but yeah, it's still a bit of a faff to install and can be a bit smelly still. Also, there's propane heaters. Again, not a very good idea. Infrared heaters are really interesting. I've got one in my camping trailer. That works absolutely brilliant. It's kind of weird because it actually heats you up rather than the space. But it still heats up the space because it does actually radiate a bit of heat out from it. I just think battery powered heating is really interesting. You know, we're coming to a time now where battery capacity of lithium ion cells is increasing, like energy density is increasing in these cells. The amount of power that they can deliver for the actual cycle of the discharge is getting better, so they can withhold a higher voltage throughout their discharge cycle. That was always the problem with, you know, lead acid and nickel metal hydride. All this, like the voltage sag under current was just like terrible. Lithium ion doesn't do that, so it's becoming more viable to make, you know, kind of portable battery powered heating solutions that actually can deliver heat for a decent amount of time. That is a problem, still a problem though, because, you know, it's quite easy to make a battery powered heater that's about, you know, that size, but it will only deliver, you know, 400 watts of heat for, you know, say maybe a couple of hours intermittently if you have it thermostatically controlled, that sort of thing. Of course, with the Twizy, it's an electric vehicle, isn't it? So it's got a 48 volt battery inside there, 6 kilowatt or so of energy in that battery, but you really kind of need all of that for the traction. You don't want to be wasting, you know, that on heat. So this is kind of, you know, my thoughts of adding something to the Twizy that was external from that main battery. I mean, it'd be super convenient to just, you know, tap into that battery and use that power. But again, it's going to kill your range. It will kill your range quite dramatically, I would have thought. And it does with bigger electric cars as well. Anyway, enough waffling. I wanted to try this out again on the way home, and it turned out I had the perfect conditions for it as well, because it was raining, it was dark, there was no sun to help, you know, keep the temperature up. And yeah, so I tried it again on the way back, and this is what happened. It's cold and wet. Probably not the best idea in the world, is it? Oh, I could get used to this. Ain't a nice night at all. And you're just sort of rolling through traffic though, so now I've heat up in here. Right, I'm getting a bit cold now. I'm glad for this little kind of traffic break where it can start to warm up again. just the cold air coming through. You're never really going to solve that in this little thing because there's just too many gaps. And I'm back, and I'm not cold. Yeah, it kind of says it all, doesn't it? You're never really going to, you know, create loads of heat in that little space because there's just so many gaps and holes, and you know, it's just not designed like a normal car. I've gone some way to sort of insulate it. I put some insulating around the bottoms of the doors, and also in the footwell as well, because I've got that little 12-volt footwell heater that I've got. That's like 180 watts. It runs off the 12-volt system, so that's pretty good. That keeps your feet warm. That takes the edge off. But you know, we're talking about a quadricycle here. It's just literally a quad with a roof. So you know, what can you expect? It's just nice to have a little bit of warmth in there, just to take the edge off of those really cold days. Anyway, guys, hope you've enjoyed this one. Go check out my other videos about battery-powered heaters. They always become a little bit popular at this time of year because people start searching around. Oh, wonder if a little portable battery-powered heater exists yet. It's surprising when you look at the analytics, you know, how many people are actually searching for that sort of stuff. But also, with all the energy price hikes and everything like that happening at the moment, people are interested in alternative forms of heating. The trouble is, it's just the amount of energy that it takes to actually heat a space, and that is the key thing, and that's why maybe infrared or kind of radiative kind of heating's radiative, is that even a word? But you know, like something that actually can heat you up rather than, you know, the space is often probably the best bet. That's more efficient than trying to heat up a massive great space. So something to think about there. Maybe we should just be wearing massive suits with loads of like low power heating elements on. I mean, that would work. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.